Okay, so when approximating a discrete distribution with a continuous one, a continuity correction must be made, and you need to remember to make that correction. It's just quite a common mistake actually, just to sort of forget about it, which is easy to do. So if we've got a binomial distribution, then x is taking integer values, so positive integer values including 0 up to n. So very much a discrete distribution. And then this binomial distribution can be approximated with a normal distribution. The expectation here is NP, and that's the same as the mean. So that gives you your mean of your normal distribution. And the variance in a binomial distribution is NPQ, or NP, or minus P, if you prefer. And it's okay to do that provided P is close to 0.5 and N is large. I think for the purposes of the course, if we say N greater than or equal to 20, that would be quite kind of safe assumption that it's okay. So on the binomial distribution, if you want the probability that x equals 8 and to approximate that with the normal, you need all the values that will round to 8 in a continuous distribution. So that's anything between 7.5 and 8.5 would round to 8. And that's how you're making that continuity correction in essence. You don't actually need to be too worried about whether you've written less than or equal to or less than in the normal one, because the probability of being on a value is 0. So this kind of is the most correct way of writing it, because 7.5 rounds to 8, 8.5 rounds to 9, but you don't have to be too fussy with the ends. If x is greater than or equal to 15 in my binomial, then in the normal you need to think, well, what would round to 15? So 14.5 will round to 15. So anything bigger than 14.5 will be your corresponding correction. You need to be a little bit careful with less than. So if x is less than 6 in the binomial, that's the same as saying that x is less than or equal to 5. So just to remind you. And so here x is less than 5.5 to get numbers that are rounding to 5 or less. And same on the other side. So if, for instance, x is bigger than 1 in the binomial, that's the same as saying that x is greater than or equal to 2, because it's only taking integer values. And so your continuity correction is that x is greater than or equal to 1.5. So then you're going to be rounding to 2 or more. And if you're between two values, I'll just do one more, hope you've got the gist by now. 2 less than or equal to x less than 9, so you might have something like that. So in the normal distribution, if x is greater than or equal to 2, it's greater than or equal to 1.5. And then less than 9 is the same as less than or equal to 8. So I want less than 8.5 on the right hand side. So if you go to your lesson folder, and I would normally give you this as a card sort, but obviously I can't because we're not in class, but I've put the card sort onto a Word document which I will now save as a PDF. I've just realised that might not suit all of you. And if you could just match left-hand side to right-hand side and put the answers in a table. And I've given the answers as well on the next page, so you can check that that side of things is okay before we go on and answer some questions.